Hello everyone, welcome to iTech new product IT6412 online launch. Have you ever thought about the security of your cell phone? Have you ever thought about the security of an intelligent watch? Have you heard about the cell phone explosion case? Do you know how to make the battery-powered devices more secure? How to test them? Thanks to iTech R&D team, they always give us better test solution. Let's begin our introduction of our new product, IT6412. You must be very curious. What is a new product? And what kinds of new solutions it can bring to us? IT6412 is mono, bipolar, and dual-range DC power supply. It is also a battery simulator. It means that IT6412 can simulate the discharge characteristic curve of a battery. So obviously, we can guess that an important application field of IT6412. It is applied to test those devices that are powered by battery, such as wearable devices. Both two channels are 45 watts, but it is dual range. So one range is 15 watts, 3 amperes. Another range is 9 watts, 5 amperes. IT6412 has ultra-fast voltage rising time. It can reach up to 500 microseconds. Highest current readback resolution, it is 100 nanoampere. Ultra-fast transient response time. What can IT6412 do for us? We can treat IT6412 as a combination of high-precision DC power supply, a DC electronic load, and an oscilloscope. Let's know the primary application. IT6412 is aimed at low-power DC-DC converter test. For portable battery-powered products tests, IT6142 has battery simulator function. LED test, because IT6412 has no inrush current. So we can say IT6412 means excellent performance and multifunction. What does it look like? I will show you its new appearance. These are traditional appearances of the iTech products. They are the VFD display board. This is IT6412, totally different, right? It takes 4.3-inch TFT display board. So it can not only be display more values at the same time, but also display waveform. Let's see IT6412 from different views. Compact design. Real panel with multi-interfaces, GPIB, LAN, and USB. This terminal is a B9 port. From this terminal, user can make excellent on-off control for channel 1 and channel 2. So at the very first glance, it's very impressive. So, you won't believe that so small-sized device can realize that complex testings. Now let's go to function part. After the introduction, you will find that it's a breakthrough in test solutions. IT6412 gives end users simple and better operation experience. In accordance with our consistent design concept, IT6412 also provides direction keys. So, taking setting voltage operation as an example, user can change the cursor position and gradually increase or decrease the values in a certain step. Also, when we can accomplish key lock and print screen function via the combined direction keys. This is a USB interface to connect external memory storage. I think everyone present here may have such a request that whether it can export the data from IT6412. Now this function can be realized in our new product IT6412. User can export data in CSV format and waveforms in JPG format via USB interface. This is IT6412 front panel, very friendly user interface. Rotary knob and numeric keyboard, 2 output terminals, and independent on-off control buttons. This is startup screen, very different from our previous products. This is home menu screen. We designed different icons to represent different functions. Easy to be identified to help user to know the functions. IT6412 can display 2 channel values in one screen. Besides, we can judge by colors to know the current setting values is applied to which channel. Of course, when user only connect one channel, they can switch display to single view mode. IT6412 provide powerful measuring functions. Besides general parameters such as URMS, IRMS, it can also measure Umax and Imax. No more cost, no need to purchase optional accessories. IT6412 has built-in 3 kinds of communication interfaces: GPIB, USB, and LAN. Also, it has a built-in high-accuracy DVM. Measuring range is from -20 watts to 20 watts. If you do not know how to use it, I think you must know how to use a DVM. They are the same. The difference is just we embedded the DVM function into our DC source. Relay out is a newly added function. It is very useful for battery test. Take battery charging as an example. When the charging process is terminated, if the operator do not remove the battery away from the DC source, then as we can imagine, the DC source internal resistance will discharge the battery. So after a night, you may find the battery voltage become a little lower than before. But now if we choose our IT6412, the relay out function will solve this issue perfectly, as relay out function can disconnect the battery and DC source physically. After the appearance, let me show you more performance of IT6412. It can be summarized as the following 6 important points. Actually, we have mentioned in the formal introduction. Why we talk about it again? Because it is so important for small power testing. About bipolar output, IT6412 is a bipolar output DC source. Bipolar means that we can output positive voltage or negative voltage, or positive current and a negative current. So we can say that it can not only be used as a power supply, but it can also be used as an electronic load. But we'd like to clarify that bipolar does not mean equal to 4-quadrant. 4-quadrant DC source has a very fast switch time from positive voltage to negative voltage. But our switch time is about 100 milliseconds. So we do not declare that we are the 4-quadrant DC source. So with a bipolar output function, what advantages will be brought to us in the test? I think charger test and battery cycle life test are 2 examples. Car charger is one kind of chargers. It is DC input and DC output, and its voltage is about 12 watts. In general solution, we need a single power supply and a single electronic load. But now, only one IT6412 can accomplish the charger test. We can take one channel as a DC source and the other one as the electronic load, which is connected to the output terminal of the charger. This will make the test easier and can save cost. Battery cycle life test is the same theory. A cycle life test also needs 2 single units. But now, only a IT6412 can solve the best solution. IT6412 has dual functions. It can be used to test the battery. Meanwhile, it can be used as a battery. When in a battery simulator mode, users need to build the battery characteristic curves into the battery manual and then let it output as programmed. As we all know, battery resistance are changing during the discharging process. Of course, our IT6412 enables users to simulate the varied resistance, capacity, and voltage of the battery. When functioning as a battery, our test objects are those battery-powered devices, such as cell phones. We can help engineers to get the standby current and speaking current of the cell phone directly from the front panel. To save the programming time on the battery simulator mode, IT6412 supports users to import .csv file via USB interface. You may remember minutes before we've talked about the transient response time. IT6412 is less than 50 microseconds. But what is it for? To save power, most of the portable electronic devices will be into idle mode when we do not use them. But when it works again, the switch time is very fast. So it needs a high quality power supply response to the mode transformation. IT6412, its response time is less than 50 microseconds. This is a screen capture of IT6412 oscilloscope interface. It has a sample rate of 30 kHz, and we can look at it just as a mini oscilloscope but with comprehensive setting items, such as setting the trigger level, adjusting the time base. It can display voltage, current, and dBm waveforms simultaneously. As we all know, the voltage or current values are changeable in most tests. So, our oscilloscope function will help engineers to monitor the real-time variation of the voltage or current during the test. In current market, our competitors need to wire PC or with the help of the extra oscilloscope can they achieve this function. So we can say our IT6412 saves cost and makes operation become easier. Let's see the application of our oscilloscope function. Generally, ion batteries adopt a charging mode from CC mode to CV mode. So, via oscilloscope function, we can monitor the battery voltage gradually increase. And its charging current is a constant value at the beginning and then goes to trickle charge mode at the end of the charging process. IT6412 has ultra-fast rising time and reliable performance. So, the new design speed switch mode makes a fast voltage and current rising speed and no overshoot, especially for LED testing. I think all of us may wonder, what is a speed switch mode? Actually, IT6412 provides two options in menu, high and low. Where the tester requested slope is smaller than 2 milliseconds, we suggest switch DC source to high-speed mode. So, what's the fastest rise slope can IT6412 reach? We can make a comparison here between IT6121B and IT6412. Why we compare with IT6121B? As we all know, IT6100B series DC source has the fastest rise slope among all of the series. But from the result, we can see if we rise to 5 watts, IT6412 can only take 409 microseconds, while IT6121B takes 8.397 milliseconds. They are not at the same level. So faster rising slope can be used to quartz oscillator tests as it requires high-speed DC source. IT612 is not only with the fastest rising slope, but also with a high resolution. It can reach up to 100 nanoamperes, and that's to say 0.1 microamperes. For low current tests, users can switch the current measuring range to 5 milliamperes level. So, how many fields will need a high-resolution DC source? We have listed 3 applications in this point. First, Cell phone standby current test. The cell phone standby current is normally less than 10 milliamperes. 2. LED photoelectronic performance test. As IT6412 can output negative voltage, so we can test the reverse current of LED. 3. Small power solar cell test. IT6412 is not only with the fastest rising slope, but also with a high resolution. It can reach up to 100 nanoamperes. That's to say 0.1 microampere. For low current test, users can switch the current measuring range to 5 milliamperes level. So, how many fields will need a high-resolution DC source? We have listed 3 applications in this point. First, cell phone standby current test. The cell phone standby current is normally less than 10 milliamperes. Second, LED photoelectrical performance test. As IT6412 can output negative voltage, so we can test the reverse current of LED. Third, small power solar cell test. Variable output impedance. Actually, we have introduced this function in previous battery test application. IT6412 can simulate the variation impedance of a battery. The range is from 0 to 1 ohm. I think if you take the sample unit, you may enter into the battery menu and set the resistance. Like all the other series, IT6412 also provides list mode. User can customize the waveform according to their request. And because IT6412 is of a fast rising slope, so it can output high-frequency waveform. Besides, you may find that the program mode is totally different from the other series. User can quickly insert or delete any step. Let's summarize the application. Battery testing as we have been introduced. For portable battery powered products test, small power solar cell test, and a battery protection board test. Firstly, portable battery test, such as cell phone and wearable watch. It uses IT6412 the following features: bipolar and dual channel, so we can easily accomplish the test of battery charging and discharging, and battery simulator function so as to edit varied battery impedance. Now let's continue to see small power solar cell test. It mainly takes the bipolar and high resolution features of IT6412 because solar cell is a source. So in this test, when we connect IT6412 with a solar cell, we use IT6412 as an electronic load. Another important application is that while IT6412, we can apply a reverse voltage across the solar cell and measure the reverse current. While in this side, IT6412 has a very high resolution up to 100 nanoamperes. In battery field, lithium batteries are most widely used, and there is an international battery test standard named UN 38.3. It involves the battery physical and electrical property tests. Among that test items, we can use IT6412 to achieve overcharge test and forced discharge test. Briefly speaking, it also takes our IT6412 bipolar features. Also, IT6412 can be used for battery protection board test. As we can imagine, one terminal of the battery protection board is connected to charger and the other terminal is connected to battery. So greatly, we can take one channel of IT6412 as a charger and the other channel as a battery. Using the battery simulator function. Battery protection board has a lot of testing items. We can help engineers to know the over-discharge protection point and standby current and so on. IT6412 can not only be used in battery simulation, but it can also be applied in LED field testing. For LED test, it mainly takes no overshoot features of IT6412. I think everyone present here must be very familiar with LED field. LED test has very strict requirements for DC source. It needs very fast writing speed, and there should not be any inrush current. Otherwise, the LED lamp will be burned. Yet IT6412 meets the two strict requirements. From this chart, we can find that forward current of LED bead is about 20 milliampere. IT6412 can measure 9 ampere grade current. And the reverse current is about 5 microamperes. We can say IT6412 is the most suitable testing instrument for LED lamp test. Of course, IT6412 has many other applications. We make a list for references. In future, if you have any technical questions, you can contact us. After previous introduction, you must be more curious about the price of IT6412. How much is it? Is it competitive in the market? Let's compare it with some similar function products in the global market. These are the main brands of IT6412 competitors. These are the main three competitors in the global market. They are in the market earlier. Maybe you are very familiar with them. Compared to its appearance, you can see they are totally different. IT6412 has the oscilloscope function and more keys. Compare with the other competitor products, What are the strengths of IT612? From this comparison table, we can see the strengths of IT612. Each channel is dual range output and the voltage and the current bipolar output, but the other two brands are totally not. About the interfaces, IT6412 has more connection choices. About the transient response time, IT6012 has a really out function, fast response and high accuracy. So we can see IT6412 is totally competitive and very convenient for testing. After the previous introduction, you must now be very curious about the price of IT6412. How much is it, and is it competitive? This is a table about the comparison of the official prices. I believe you already know the price level. How about IT6412? I have to say, totally very competitive. Please contact us for a demo. Such a perfect product, you may ask. If we do the promotion, besides the product, what iTech can offer you? I'd like to say a lot. iTech cooperation principle is marketing together. We can share a lot of the resources. You can share your promotion plan with iTech. We can offer you the resources, pictures, videos, technical articles, colorful pages, and etc. And also, we hope you can use your local advantages to do the promotions positively, fast response, and in time. Update your website. Organize a training to your sales. Visit your potential customers. And show IT6412 on your exhibitions. After my presentation, some of you may be eager to send an order. IT6412 will be officially on the sale in this October. A few demos will come out at the end of this September. That's all for IT6412 introduction. You can share it with your colleagues and your potential customers. If you want a demo, please contact us as soon as you can. Hope IT6412 can bring you and your customer a better test solution. And wish your company all the best. Thank you for your attention and have a nice day.